Good evening. Welcome to the Village Board meeting in the Village of Fairport. Today is Monday, December 11th, 2023. We're here in the Village Hall Boardroom. I'm Mayor Julie Domeratz, joined by Trustees Felino and Trustee Briggs. And if everybody could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't see Megan, so Village Manager White, can you take roll call?
Here. Mayor Domeratz.
Here.
Sorry, my mic wasn't on.
That's okay. One more person.
Oh, and Haley Cook, our student representative.
Here.
My apologies.
That's great. We will open Citizens Forum for those people who are willing to or would like to offer comments to the board. If you'd step up to the microphone and please make sure that it's on. Please share your name and address. And for anyone who's viewing this remotely from home, if you are looking to share comments with the board, you can find our email address on our website at fairportny.com for all of the trustees as well as for Village Manager White. And you're welcome to offer any citizens' comments that way. Is there anyone here who is for Citizens Forum? I'll go to you second. Go. No, the person right behind you. Go ahead and go first.
It's working okay? Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Ginny Mayer. I live on Dewey Avenue in the Village.
Hi, Ginny. Can you state your house number?
51
Thank
Dewey
you.
Avenue. Thank you. Yeah, and we've lived here, my family's lived here for about 13 years. In the last election and at the last Village Board meeting, we heard from many people about the priority of public safety in the Village. And I'm just here to share that the number one way, really the only way that I've felt my family's safety was in danger in the Village is when we were bicycling in the Village. One of the features of Dewey Avenue that attracted us to Fairport is that it's pretty close to a lot of things. It's a few-minute ride to the farmer's market, to my dentist, to my optometrist, to a little grocery store, to the Village Hall, the library, lots of places to eat and drink. We use our bikes because we care about our environmental footprint and because bikes mean freedom to us. It's something that you learn to do when you're 5 years old, if you're fortunate, and you can do for a lifetime, and it really is accessible to most people no matter what their income is. But biking around the Village is surprisingly scary, and I really love how much the Village has changed in the last 13 years, even since we've been here. New businesses, new residences, and lots of people have commented about how that's increased the traffic and that is problematic. But because we haven't really changed the bike infrastructure, it's actually made it even worse for bicyclists over time. So I have no complaints about the increased vitality of the Village, but I'm here to really ask the board to commit themselves to this problem of bike safety in the Village. I was grateful when Church Street, when we added the bike lane on Church Street, but I want to note that that's not a continuous bike lane. Like anytime there's a left turn lane, you lose it and you end up going back out into the traffic flow with the cars. Main Street really doesn't feel safe at all, so we try to avoid that. And if we take the state-designated Empire State Bike Trail, when we get to Lift Bridge Lane, you get shunted out onto Main Street. It's very difficult to cross there. You have to cross without a signal. We appreciate the new lighted signal there, but it's not really for bikes. And then you have to cross again Lift Bridge Lane to get over to the right side of the road to ride along the trail there. So I really think, I was disappointed that the bike trail project did not go forward, and I know there were a lot of different feelings about that, but I just want to register that I think it's a little bit embarrassing that we have a state bike trail going through Fairport Village, supposedly the jewel on the Erie Canal, and we throw bicyclists out into this really difficult crossing without a solution. And if I understand what happened last month correctly, we've just committed to that for the next 20 years, that same problem. So I'm just here not to go over the past too much, but just to say that I would like to see the village board really commit to solving this problem of bike safety. It's not a niche. It's not a niche idea. It's something that a lot of people do and that a lot of people value about this community, that it's walkable and bikeable. And I would just really like to see that that be the priority going forward, that no matter what happens, that we really prioritize that bike safety is something that we need to fix. So thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? I think you were looking to come on up.
Joyce Monnet, 236 South Main Street. Last board meeting, I presented a letter about the speeding and the safety of South Main Street, and I just want to say thank you to the board and to Chief Barnes and anybody else who is on board with us. We feel very, very listened to, which is a very nice thing, and it seems as though things are moving forward, and we love the fact that we're being included in coming up with solutions. So thank you very much. That's all I have to say.
Thanks. Is there anybody else who wanted to speak this evening? Okay, seeing no other folks, I will close the citizens forum at 6:38, and we will move on to the regular agenda, to unfinished business. So item number 1 is a motion by the village board to approve the minutes of the November 13th, 2023 village board meeting. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved, trustee Felino.
Second, trustee Briggs.
And any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? That will carry unanimously. Item number 2 is a motion by the village board to approve the minutes of the November 27th village board work session meeting.
I think we're gonna have to hold that because I have to abstain, I wasn't there, so I don't know if we've got 3.
You just hold it to the next meeting?
Yeah. That's what
Okay.
she said.
All right, we'll table that motion and move on to the next items. So let me just write that down.
John, do they need a motion to table though, don't they? Or can they just table? By the mayor?
I leave it at the discretion of the board. Is that typically?
I can ask for a motion to table that, to table the approval of the village board meeting minutes from November 27th for the village board work session. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved, trustee Felino.
Second, trustee Briggs.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That will be tabled till our January meeting, the regular village board meeting in January. So that moves us to new business, which is item number 1 is a motion by the village board to accept the November 2023 financial statements for the village of Fairport.
Well, since this will be the second time in my 4 years when I've audited the bills and I.
This is not the bills, this is the financial statements. Next one, we'll let you hold on. But can I have a motion for the auditing of the financial statements, please?
I did review those as well, and I will make that motion.
Second, trustee Briggs.
Okay. Any questions or comments, discussion regarding the financial statements? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That will carry unanimously. Item number 2, here you go, Mike. A motion by the village board to authorize the payment of audited bills.
So the funniest part was for the first year, I was always trying to make this motion, and I wasn't the one auditing them, but tonight I was, so I will make that motion.
You can second.
I can.
Yeah, you can.
I'll second that, trustee Briggs.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That will carry unanimously. Item number 3 is a motion by the village board to amend the previously approved amount of $50,000 to pay health and dental insurance premiums paid in the month of December to $44,695.56.
So moved, trustee Felino.
Second, trustee Briggs?
Starting to sound like a broken record. Any points of discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? That will carry unanimously as well, which takes us to item number 4, which is a motion by the village board to authorize the clerk treasurer to pay health and dental insurance premiums for the month of January in an initial estimated amount not to exceed $50,000, subject to audit and amending authorization by the village board at their regularly scheduled January meeting.
So moved, trustee Felino.
Second, trustee Briggs?
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? That will carry. I just wanted to, before we have something that's not on the agenda, and before we get to that, I don't know if Chief Barnes left already or not. He's speaking with somebody. Okay, I just wanted to go over, I know there were a lot of comments at the last village board meeting, and just a few of the items that our police department has undertaken since the last village board meeting with regard to, especially with traffic at Hulbert, but also just traffic in general in the village. And I have a mini report that came from Chief Barnes that went to all of us. We have continued our enforcement efforts with tickets, but have focused more specifically on speeding tickets. Since the beginning of November, we've issued 26 speeding tickets. There was a department-wide meeting 3 weeks ago discussing traffic enforcement and ideas. We all understand the importance of traffic enforcement and all-around traffic safety. We've continued to work with our partners at Waste Management in an effort to educate the commercial traffic that travels through the village, with High Acres as their destination, and our crosswalk at Route 250 in Hulbert and our crosswalk at Hulbert and Potter continue to be assisted by our crossing guards. The department has purchased the LED light-up crossing guard signs that will be issued once, I don't know if they've been issued yet. Have they come in yet?
We do have them, I don't know if they've been issued yet.
Okay. So you can look forward to seeing those soon with crossing guards. This will help enhance the visibility of both crossing guards and the clients that they serve. And they're working every day. So you all know, someone texted me a picture today of a car with their lights on up at Hulbert during this morning's school travel time. And thank you for your efforts and your service to our community. And I know that you all are trying, and I just want to make sure that the community knows. We had that wonderful comment, but I want to make sure that it's recognized that they are really trying to step up and help with enforcement. The biggest help could be is to encourage the people who are in those vehicles, because we can't control the drivers behind the wheel, encouraging people that you know to drive carefully through our village and to respect our traffic laws. I just wanted to share that because I thought it's really important that people know that you are all working really hard to try and solve these problems that are, to a certain extent, not easily solved. Thank you for being here tonight. Okay, I'm going to move on to, it's not the last item on our agenda, but it's not on our agenda, which is I wanted to recognize Trustee Felino. Tonight's his last evening here with us in the village boardroom. And stay right there, I'll be right back.
And we'll say, mayor's coming. It's just, this may be my last evening in the village boardroom, but it will only, or at the dais, but it will not be my last evening in the village boardroom. Thank you so much,
I
Troy.
want to thank you for your service to our community over these last 4 years and wish you the best of luck in your new role with the town of Clemson.
And I look forward to collaborating with, thank you. Much appreciated. I look around this room, and I know that many people have been coming to most of these meetings. This was a very interesting 4-year term. Less than 3 months after I took office, COVID hit, and we had the first 2 years remote Zoom, and, you know, no parades, no Memorial Day. Mayor and I were able to go to the NICOM conference. It was in February of that year, and reports were coming in, and then less than a month later, you know, everything kind of changed. It was learning on the fly, but I think we did a good job, and I just always want to thank everyone who would always come to all of these board meetings. It's what makes Fairport great, and where I grew up, and why I want to continue to serve. So even though, and I also want to give a shout out to Heidi Polka, who's in the, correct? WICA. All right, but she will be taking this seat here and doing a fantastic job as well. So, but we'll just be trading seats here for the next 4 years moving forward. And I'll still come to some of them. I just want to thank everyone from the mayor to Deputy Mayor Mishler, who couldn't be here, the trustees that I served with who are no longer on the board, that I served with are still here, amazing manager Brian White, Attorney Mancuso, Haley Cook, our student council representative, and every member of our police department, our DPW, our electric crew, seasonal help, Megan Anderson, who couldn't make it here, our IT personnel who's gotten us through on all of that. And I'm sure I'm leaving out some people, but every business owner, every resident, I've done my best here. I live here, I grew up here, and that's what got me to be involved. I might not agree with everything that I say, but it comes from living here and just caring the most about where I grew up, and want to leave it as good as it was given to me for those that come after me. So just thank you, everyone. And a big shout out to Tim Sliz.
With that,
I put some things together for you, Mike. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to get to know you and Melissa in these last 18 months, and the opportunity to work with you. That I'm grateful for the skills that you've brought to this board. You have an incredible knowledge of the zoning and building codes and contracts and public law, and your experience of just living and growing up in our village. Your contributions were always insightful and valuable. You are a kindred spirit in your approach to public service. There is no me, my, or I in the word trustee. You are always inclusive in your desire to strive through the best possible solutions for everyone. And I love the way your brain works. It is, but I do. Very creative. You explore a project or situation from many different perspectives, and you approach it from different angles and different points of view. And you're a real deep thinker, and you'll stick to it. So days later, I'll get a text with, did you think about this? Or the next time I see you, it's like, can we try that? Can we think about this? Very, very committed. And I appreciate at board meetings how you would always include a mention and a shout out to our veterans and our workers and our volunteers and our fire department and our police officers and our DPW and the snow plows and any specific.
The electric guys.
And the electric guys. And you always, or just specific individuals. And you would always be, stay safe out there. You were always thoughtful and thorough and very inclusive. So I thank you for your 8 years of service to the residents of the village of Fairport, and congratulations on your new position with the town. I'm proud to call you my friend. And good luck as you continue to serve us all, but you'll just be at the town level. And I know you'll be impactful. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you all. And so for clarification, it may have felt like 8 years, but it was about 2.5 or so on planning board and 4 here. So.
I'll make that adjustment.
And that's it. I don't want to take credit for work I did not do. You know, that's where it's at.
so with that, I'm going to move to announcements and committee reports. Do you want to start at this end?
I will, and like I always say, we're in the shortest daylight part of the year, as it goes with our police department, making sure that everyone behind the traffic wheel is following the law and keeping us safe, that for walkers and bicyclists, do your part, especially as someone who drives right now for work. I have to leave the house at 5:30 to be in Ovid at 7 a.m., and please wear reflective clothing or lights, headlamps, or a backlit. It goes both ways. it really makes a huge difference having a reflective vest or reflective striping for a pedestrian to help people see it. Sometimes with that glare, it is the darkest. We do have your headlights on, but that can be very, very helpful, you know, for parents with kids, especially in the morning, reflective stripes on the backpack. And now once snow is coming, just be careful, go slower, make sure you don't, if fire hydrants, hopefully stays this way, but if there's a fire hydrant in front of your house, help keep shovel it out because you might need it, your neighbor might need it, and that's just, if you can, and to keep an eye out, because this will be the last meeting before, actually, here as a trustee, but keep an eye out for your neighbors this winter. If there's some people that medical conditions or age can't shovel, help out, find a couple people on the street, that's what makes Fairport fantastic. And that's where we help each other out. I know on our street, sometimes if someone gets home earlier, they'll help clear that edge of the driveway just a little bit. You don't have to go show crazy, but just show compassion. So everyone, I will miss you all. This has been great. Have a great and safe holiday season. Thank you.
Trustee Briggs, do you have any committee reports or announcements?
Yeah, I was at the partnership meeting, the Fairport Parenting Partnership, and there's just a couple things. Fairport was featured in the virtual Rail Fan November newsletter, and the editor reached out to the partnership after a social media post about the Oktoberfest at Fairport Junction. I don't know that during the Oktoberfest we had some people enjoying the Oktoberfest music from Milan and from Europe, and there was quite some social media texting going on, and that was picked up, and so they contacted Fairport, and we got featured in their November issue. And the magazine, or the virtual magazine, reaches over 200 countries, and they have over 30 million people who see it per month, over 400 subscribers. So the fact, and if you read down through the whole issue, there is also a second article about Fairport and Parenton. So to be on the radar of an organization like this and to be able to reach, it's such a spectacular opportunity, you know, that promotes Fairport and our festivals. Second was Come Home for the Holidays for the merchants. That was a joint between the merchants and the partnership. The Horse-Drawn Carriage brought in $500 in donations for the Parenton Food Cupboard, as well as a huge trunk load full of foods that were also donated. And then the partnership went on and honored 3 charter members of the Fairport Parenton Merchant Association that were on the board over 20 years ago. So the interesting thing is what they started 20 years ago are still some of the festivals that we have today. So they were honored Wayne and Patty Beckman at the Village Inn, and it's generational. Their son took over, Kenny is running it now. And then So Creative. They came to Fairport in 1986, and they just relocated back to Fairport from Whitney Road, and their daughter is also running the business now. And then, of course, the Sharp family with RVE Bike and Skate, that they've been in business for over 55 years, and just what an asset. So the countless hours that they've given, and it was great that they had a special honor. And I guess it was Jean who thought up the idea of, ooh, let's do like a Scarecrow Festival. And here we are 20 years later. And something else to look forward to is a social media promotion campaign that's going to be starting this week. It is How Santa Shops Local. And again, this is a joint venture with the Merchants Association and the partnership. It is Mr. and Mrs. Claus dressed up, and it's going to be music and pantomime, and it's what Santa finds in the shops. And over 25 of our business merchants participated. So they're videotaped with crazy music in the background and Santa coming in and just highlighting our local businesses. So they're going to be coming out this week. I mean, share, forward, but just a wonderful example of the great things that go on in our village.
Great. It wasn't put on by the FPMA, but I attended the Sip and Shop that was last Thursday evening with 5 different businesses, which was a lot of fun. I saw quite a few people out there. And it was a great opportunity to meet some of the different owners of the businesses, whether it was Yoga 170 or the wine store or What's Good. Who else was there? Bayberry and Lisa's Cottage. So that was great. On Wednesday, this Wednesday, December 13th, the annual menorah lighting will be held in front of Village Hall at 6 p.m. Rabbi Yitzi Hein will be here, and it takes about a half an hour, but I encourage people to come. Rabbi always brings good food with him. And he will have cookies and other items in front of Village Hall once we get the menorah lit. And I think that's it for me as well. I wish everybody a peaceful holiday season. And our next meeting will be our organizational meeting, which will be held Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the boardroom. And then our next regular village board meeting will be held Monday, January 8th, 2024, tentatively at 6 p.m. So please note, we'll send out information. I believe the meeting time is going to shift back to 6 p.m. from 6:30. All meetings will be held at Fairport Village Hall, 31 South Main Street, Fairport, New York, in the second floor boardroom. And all meetings are available to stream on Facebook during our meeting or to view after the fact on our video channel, which can be found through our website. With that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
With a heavy but happy heart, I will make that motion for the last time to adjourn.
By trustee Felino.
I will second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.
That's a wrap. It's 6:59. Have a great evening. Thank you for everyone who joined us live here and for anybody who joined us online this evening as well.